Hello and welcome back to Wendy's Way. Today I am presenting part 2 of the crochet tutorial for the Midnight Walk Shawl. Once again, I want to show you the pattern that we are learning. It is called Midnight Walk. The author is Helena Molinsky. We started with part 1, which was the first 4 rows of the shawl. And today we're going to work rows 5 through 8, which now repeat over and over until the shawl is as big as you want it to be. So this was yesterday's. We started with rows 1 through 4. And now I will present to you the second half of the tutorial for the Midnight Walk Shawl. I hope that you will grab your yarn and join me for some fun. Hello and welcome back to Wendy's Way. This is the part 2 of our Midnight Walk Shawl tutorial. Today we're going to complete rounds 5 through 8, and these 4 rounds will be repeated over and over and over until the shawl is as big as you want it to be. Again, I'm doing the tutorial in a bulky yarn with a large hook. You could make this pattern in any yarn you like, anything from ultra fine to extra bulky. Just use the hook that is the right size for the yarn and for your level of tension. Okay, we're going to start row 5. Row 5 is chain 3 and put 2 double crochet in the first stitch. So there's our chain 3. That is the first stitch right at the base of it. There's 1 double. There's 2 doubles. Now we put 2 double crochet around the next chain space. Now that we have these 2 singles here, we're going to put a double crochet in each one. Ooh, it happens with a big slippery hook and some bulky yarn. Now in this next chain space, just 1 double crochet. Double crochet in each of these 2. One double in this chain space. One in each of these 2 singles, and then we've made our way to the tip or the point of the shawl. Almost did it again. Okay, now we've made our way to the tip, and in the tip we're doing 2 double, chain 3, and 2 more double to keep it a point. And make sure that we're still increasing dramatically right here. So inside the loop, the chain space, there's 1 double and 2, chain 3, 2 more double crochet. Okay. Now we're going to go back down the other side and make it symmetrical. So in these 2 singles, we'll put a double in each. One double in the chain space. These 2 singles, a double in each. One double in this chain space. One in each of these 2 singles. Now we've come to the end, and this last is a chain space. So we're going to put 2 double crochet around the last chain space. Get myself back here. And then 2 double crochet in the 3rd of the 4 chains. So we'll make it match the other side. Do you remember down here? This might get a little wavy because I'm using such a bulky yarn, but you'll get the gist. You'll be able to see the stitches. Need to be able to get through there. Go under 2. There we go. I seem to be picking up my work to get it in front of me, and I need to have it in front of the camera. Okay. There are my 2 double crochet at the end. That's row 5. Now we're moving on to row 6. And remember, we're going to turn the work this way to keep the working yarn on the back side. And you can see the open stitches on the front side then. To begin row 6, we chain 2. And we put a front post half double around the first stitch. See, in and out. It's called a front post stitch because the post of the stitch is in front of the hook. Yarn over, pull through, pull it up straight. Yarn over and through all 3. Front post, half double. And we take and we put a front post half double around every stitch, around every double crochet, all the way to the point, to the tip. So I'm going to walk through that reasonably quickly. And if you remember, these front post half double crochets are creating the ridge on the other side of the shawl. That decorative ridge that stands up so nice. Ooh, here we go again with that slippery hook. Nothing you can't pick up and get back into. Sometimes if it gets loose, you just have to find out where you are. No worries. This row is probably the easiest after you get going because it's pretty simple. There really is no counting or anything. You just put a front post half double crochet around every double crochet all the way to the corner, which is this chain loop. And then in the corner chain loop, you put 2 half double, chain 2, and 2 half double. And then you go back down the other side. So in the loop itself, there's 1 half double. There's 2, chain 2, and 2 more. And then we're keeping our tip. Whoop. It's not a double, it's a half double. All right. Now we're going to put a front post half double around every stitch all the way back down the other row. And we're going to end with a half double around the chain 3 that started and a half double in the second one on the chain. Okay. Post. Oopsie, just about missed that one. I'd say I'll speed down to the end and catch you there, but with this great big hook and this big bulky yarn, there's no speeding to it. It's everything I can do to hang on to it. I'm used to working with something a little smaller than this. We're almost there. I'm thinking I may have skipped half double they intended for me to do down here. I'll have to look at that later and put comment on it. So I'm just going to half double around this to make it even. Nope, we do need to put another one on there. In the second stitch of the chain 3. Half double. Okay, that was row 6. Looks like we're growing down here. That's okay. You want your shawl to come up and around your shoulders. We're getting bigger. 2 more rows and then it's over and over. Okay, turn our work, and we're, oops, I turned it backwards, didn't I? Need to watch myself there. Turn it this way so that the stitches are open and you can see them. Row 7, chain 1, 1 single crochet in the first stitch, which is right here, big and open. Okay, chain 4, skip 2, and 1 single in the next. 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is reminiscent, isn't it? Skip 2 and a single. Do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, skip 2, single crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, skip 2, single, 1, 2, 3, and 4, skip 2 and single, 1, 2, 3, 4, skip 2 and single. And now we are 2 stitches before the tip, and that's where they tell me to chain 4, put 1 single around the chain space, which is the tip, and chain 4 again, 1, 2, 3, 4, put a single in the end, 1, 2, 3, 4, skip the first stitch and put a single in the next one. So the first one is actually right here. So we're going to skip that and put a single in the next one. It looks odd, but we've just kind of doubled up on the tip there. It has these 2 knobs on it now, but the last row, the number 8 row, will make the tip a point again. Okay, we did that, and then we chain 4 and skip 2 down the other side. Okay, 1, 2, next, single, 1, 2, 3, 4, skip 2, go into the single, or this first single, 2, 3, 4, skip 2, single, 1, 2, 3, 4, skip 2, single, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the last stitch goes in the second of the chain 2 from the last row. So it's beyond these 2 stitches into the chain. A single crochet. All right, that's row 7. Now turn our work, and we're going to start the last row of this second part of the tutorial. These 4 repeating rows, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Number 8, chain 4. 2 single crochet around the next chain space and chain 2. There's 1 single, 2 single around the space, chain 2, and we're going to keep going until we're in the last chain space before the tip. So it's 2 singles and 2 spaces. Whoopsie, don't yarn over, not on a single. So there's 2 single, 2 chains. I don't know if I'm using the right wording now. Getting lost in my pattern and my thoughts. 2 chains. 2 singles. And now we are in the last chain space before the point. You see the point now has these 2 on it. All right, and then we're going to do 2 single around the next. Wait a minute, we need to dart 2 chains yet. Okay, 2 single around the next one. And now to go over the point or the tip, we're going to chain 3. Okay, and we're going to make it symmetrical back down the other side. So basically it's 2 single crochet around each chain space with 2 chains in between. And then we get to the end, we put a single in the single where we started the last row. All right. If I get really good at editing, I might be able to interject some music here while I crochet along. I'm sure you've noticed because I've been watching my paper, but when I focus on my paper instead of on my camera, I tend to slouch and my hands can go out of screen. I will endeavor to stop doing that. Okay, 2 more singles. 2 more chains, and a single crochet here in the last single of the row. And that, as they say, is that. Now, I'm going to turn it over so we can look at it this way. What we have created here is the repeat. We started yesterday. You know, this looks crooked again. No, say it isn't so. Do look online and find and print the Midnight Shawl pattern. It's a free pattern. Then you can follow along possibly in addition to the tutorial, and that may help you out. But yesterday, we did the first 4 rows, and then today, we did rows 5 through 8, and now again, 5 through 8 over and over gives you the row of double crochet, the row of front post half double crochet, and then 2 rows of loops, basically, to leave some nice openings here. Then it gets solid and then it goes open. So, anyway, here you are. The first 8 rows, that is the completed tutorial on the Midnight Walk Shawl. And I hope you've enjoyed it. Please do comment. Let me know if my teaching style works for you, or if you would have me do it differently. I thank you so much for joining me today, and may the good Lord that blesses me bless you every day as you walk with Him. Amen.